Hello everybody, this is JackB1024 and welcome to episode 13 of our dynamic factory. In today's episode we're going to be setting up our dynamic furnace area and we will start supplying it with our iron ore when it has room to do the smelting. Just checking where the train is. Good. So to start with this episode, probably also make our 12 miners that we're missing just so that this alert can stop annoying me. So with our furnace setup, we want to start using steel furnaces just because they're more efficient. They're faster rather than being more efficient. So to do that, we'll get our solid fuel line here, we'll bring it across, and we'll put at least probably 2 or 3 furnaces over here smelting this stone into bricks. So we'll get some of that. While we do all this, we'll also start making, need circuits. Making the 12 mining drills. That's at least 10. We just need some more iron for the last 2. Perfect. Want some inserters. And some underground belts and some splitters. Just get back all the items that we lost when we died. Okay, so let's split this belt here. We're going to need at least 2 furnaces to start. Let's see, don't have any furnaces up there. Okay, we're going to have to just go with some basic ones to start then. So, as we'll need both stone and fuel, join them together on one line here. It's too close to there. Okay, so we'll put our 2 furnaces there. Actually, let's move inserters up to here. We'll give this a chest to put it all in. And some power poles. One there, one there. Now inserter graphics have been updated with, what was it, 0.15.17 I think, so now I get to see what the actual new high-res inserters look like. And they look quite nice, I must say. So we'll let that create a bunch of bricks, and while that does, we'll run off to our base, the iron mine we have up to the northeast, and we'll put down the last 12 mining drills. Oh, and for the last episode, if you could let me know if you like the 4 times speed I did while building stuff. Looking back on it, I think it was pretty nice. I'm not sure if it might have been a bit too fast, I might go with 3 times speed. I think it's nicer than just skipping over a whole section. You know, let me know what you think on that. So there we go. That'll be. And there's stupid rocks. Okay, that'll be all our mining drills hopefully done. Yep. Let's make some repair packs. Check where the train is. I should actually set up a proper train crossing so I don't ever get run over by a train. Because there's only 2 achievements I haven't got yet, and they are the 20k circuits and getting killed by a locomotive, and I would prefer to get 20k circuits before my first death from a locomotive. So let's... oh, we don't even have walls. Let's get walls, because we're going to need them if we're going to set up a proper crossing. Good. So I'll make 2, yep, and we'll make gates now. We'll make 2 of the tier 2 furnaces and we'll just use them instead to speed up our brick production. And just dump these furnaces over here because we don't need them anymore. What else did that have? Oh, burner inserters. That's weird. Oh, there we go. So 2, 4, 6. Let's go with 8. And we need something to mine stuff up quicker. Yep, so we're just going to be making one furnace area with the plan that it will switch between smelting. It'll switch between smelting iron and copper, depending on which one's needed at that moment. I don't really want steel chests. They do give you more room, but I think 3 iron chests will be enough. Trying to see if we have enough room to move this over to this side of the belt, but we'd need one more spot to do that. Okay, let's get at least another chest down here then. So it looks like we can support 4 inserters. There we go, now they're all outputting. Go 16, yeah, I'll go 32. Perfect, 32 furnaces. Okay. So we'll want to set up our furnace, I think, just here. And so we'll want to that. We'll want probably a radar so we can see this when we're not near it. So 15, cool. We'll want some more power poles. That needs more copper plates. And lights, I'll definitely want to go make some lights. Yep, 50 should do. Okay. Now to get some robots so that they can construct this all for us. So there's our roboports. Do we have... okay. Robots. And lastly I want some smart train stops. Well, we'll need at least one. So I'll just get a bunch of red. One of these, need some more steel, and one of these. That should be everything we should need. Thank you. Move trees, and let's just get rid of. Let's see if we come down here. We have our entrance here and our exit down the bottom, so let's get rid of like all these trees. Okay, time for the next research. What are we going to do? Okay. Don't want modules yet. Can't do anything with blue. Don't need logistics. Don't need accumulators. Gun turrets could be useful. And the most useful thing is probably more mining research, just to let our mines last a little longer. Okay, and with that, let's start planning the first furnace area. So we'll probably come across to about here. We'll use a smart instead of, but we probably, a smart train stop, but we probably don't need it. Oh, and these are going to get all slow because they're waiting to charge. So let's just give them a few more areas to charge at. That should speed that up. So the train would come down into here, and then we'd need a way for it to leave. As we're only dealing with one train, we won't worry about it being too efficient and proper. You could just make it leave that way. Yep. That's all inside the construction area. Okay, cool. So our train will come, it'll drop everything off there. How far does this go at the moment? Is that tree in the way? Yep. So even with our 150 robots, they're still a bit too slow. Okay, so we've got 2 carriages. So this is where we will actually start from. Let's go that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes the 6th one. And that's the right number of inserters. Yep, let's go pick up some more inserters. Totally forgot to check for the train just then. It's good enough. Parking spot. Okay, so I think this is going to take a little bit of time to get this all set up, so I'll go to 4 times speed. I'll be back to normal once this is all done. Okay, so here we are back again. So, I've just realised that this is missing a single medium electric pole. But there we go. So we've got two inputs because we're still using electric furnaces. So, I mean, we're not using electric furnaces, we're still using normal fuel-powered furnaces. So we need one line to pass in our copper or our iron ore, and the other line is to pass in our coal. Now it comes out this end here, and we haven't actually got anywhere to load it onto a train yet, but I'm thinking we'll set up an area just at the end here, and we can have our train come and load it from there. It's not the nicest layout, it's really not the nicest layout, but it will do for the moment. Now the train loading area, let's just get a stack of these. We also need a train line. Yeah, we'll just bring it down here. Actually, wonder if that's long enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's not. Okay, so we'll get rid of this extra track we just put down. What are you all waiting for? Oh, you out of some room. Okay, so instead we'll put it out over here then. Thinking this should have enough room. Train. Oh, I could come that way and go. Yeah, okay, that could work. So we'll set that up. It'll look kind of weird. How many trees have we got? Just 2. That'll do. So our train can wait there. Why are the inserters? Oh. Okay, the blueprint doesn't show them facing the correct way. I just put them all down backwards, didn't I? Yep. So we actually want them facing that way. because these will be loading our trains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, perfect. Move all this trees, all the trees that are here. Make some medium electric poles. And then we're going to set these up with the same circuit loading. The same loading circuit as we used elsewhere. I have... I'll be conservative in my use of wires. Except we need a bunch more items. Okay. Take the inserters, take the chests. Check if this one has any inserters in that. Does not appear to. Nope, okay. Where's the car? Yeah. So we'll run off and we'll get some more inserters. And we'll get some red and green wires while I'm at it. Ah, first time I've actually hit something while coming in this way. Okay. Change this a little bit because pick up so many inserters, it makes more sense to have them nicely buffered in a chest. That way when I need to get, you know, a couple hundred inserters like I do all the time now, I can just grab out, yeah, we'll store 500 in the chest. Take that. And back we go. Actually, I want to line them up. That and one more that way. Okay, there we go. So now our inserters are connected to the circuit network. Let's just set up our circuit. Same condition as before. Get everything divided by -36 and output it all. And each inserter is enabled whenever everything is less than or equal to 0. Good, they're all back online. We've only got one output here, so we'll just do a very simple loop for the belt. We'll bring this across and we'll use the splitter to feed it in. Simple. Okay, that seems to be everything down here set up. So let's give these stations names. 0004, furnace 1, top. I want to call it loader or unloader? Well, it's loading the furnace, I guess, so loader. And just use a map so I don't have to run everywhere. 05, furnace 1, bottom, loader. and this is 006 furnace 1 unloader. So 4, 6, 5. Okay, that should be this furnace area now all set up. There's no good way to get this fuel just yet because we haven't hooked in our coal line. Where are we at? We've probably got half an hour now. So I want to at least get something done. So what we'll do is we'll create our circuit network that will determine if our train comes to this station or not. And we'll finish it off with that. So the way we'll determine if the train comes to these stations is we'll check if there is room for the train to deposit its items. So use a decider. So a train stores 2,000 per carriage, 6 carriages, so that's 12,000. And these chests, they're 32, hold 50 each, so that's 1,600. 6 per carriage, 6 carriages. Take off our 12,000. It's about 45,000. So we'll say if anything's greater than 45,000. Oh, that's a 2. We want to stop it. So we'll let through a red. Now this circuit will have to be changed in the future, but it's okay for the moment. It's just a temporary circuit. Oop. Connect to this one. As long as red is 0, output a single iron plate. Yep. Connect that there. Do you connect? Okay, cool. So we'll get an iron plate output. There we go, we'll get an iron plate output whenever we have room to make more iron plates in our furnace. Get into our car and we'll go this way. Okay, cool. Now we'll add an extra check here. So we're already checking if we've got an iron ore signal. We also want to check if we've got the iron plate signal. So to do that, we'll just add another decider combinator. And we'll say if our iron plate's greater than 0, output everything. So we've got iron plates, we've got iron ore, so we're telling it to go to a certain station. Currently it's telling it to go to station 2, which is fine because that's up here. Now station 2 is telling it to go to station 3. We're going to change that. Can't do that from the map. We're going to tell it instead to go to station 4, which is our iron furnace area. Good. And so in tomorrow's episode what we'll do is we'll set up our coal, we'll hook it into the same line, and that way our train will be able to go to the coal line and go to the coal drop-off point. So it'll have a similar setup where it'll also be checking if there's enough room to put more coal in, send off a signal, and our coal mine will send off a signal when it's got enough coal ore, and the train will go and pick it up. At the moment it's over here. So this is the start of our more modular sort of setup that we're going with. Obviously this is going to be improved a lot because this is a very inefficient design. Oh, actually, I just realized I didn't finish this part off. What we want to do, we want an intersection between that and I want the same sort of layout we have at the top here. Let's see if we've got enough room this way. Not yet, okay. No. That works, and then from there to there, okay. And we'll just remove these rails that we don't need anymore. And that one there. Okay, and that should mean that this is now hooked in as well. So the only thing we would be missing is something to redirect this back to our waiting bay, which is easy enough. Actually, we don't even need anything because it'll just be set up the same way this is. Okay, so we want 4 till empty, and that's good enough. 5 till empty, and 6 till full. And for 6 there would be a circuit condition telling it where to go next. So we can save that. Rules. The loaders go back to 1. And that goes to the signal number. So signal go to signal, empty and signal, empty, 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 full and signal. Good. That's our train now set up to work with these 3 stations. Okay, so until next time, this is Jack B1024 signing off. Have a good day.